What's up, everybody? Blakinola here. This is a different type of video. We're going to be talking about diversity. We're going to be talking about diversity. Look at the black guy talking about race. Real typical. But this isn't me complaining that my people or another people aren't getting their fair share of what's in esports. I'm going to talk about the opposite. Now, I don't know if anybody's watching has actually seen my videos. A lot of times you get comments from people of color saying, "Oh man, it's so nice to see another black person making League videos," or "Oh man, this is a nice change of pace," as if there are no people of color in our scene. And this isn't just about black people. I'll get to that in a second. Now, now you might ask yourself this question, a question to you guys. When you guys think of black people in the League community, who do you think of? You might say Aframu, Sky, and myself. There isn't really a lot of representation professional-wise or YouTube content creation-wise. Why is that? Now, there's not like there's a huge fence or wall of fire blocking us from entering, so why aren't there more black people making content? Your guess is as good as mine. Or why is Aframu the only black person in the LCS? Why is there so much of a representation of whites and Asian people? I mean, they're there because they're the majority in this particular context. If you take a look at fighting games, generally people of color dominate that aspect. Why is that? I'm not too entirely sure, but maybe it has something to do with accessibility or appeal. I'm not sure, but they don't seem to have any problems representing that. Maybe also white people don't want to associate themselves with fighting games, but I mean, there are plenty of white people who've also won notable fighting game tournaments, so I don't think it's that. People like what they like and they'll represent in their ways that they feel like representing. So, I mean, I know there are a lot of black people that play League of Legends, a lot of Hispanic people, a lot of Asians, a lot of white people. You'd think that it's pretty diverse, but when it comes to esports, I mean, it's pretty whitewashed. I mean, look at the caster desk. Now, I love everybody on the caster desk and I know all of them. They all follow me on Twitter. We all get along. We've hung out at different events, but you know, I've talked to some other people and I've heard complaints as to, "Oh, why is the caster desk so white? Like, they don't let any brothers on or they don't let anybody else on?" Well, maybe consider this. I don't know if you guys have been to Riot Games, but I've been to Riot Games and it's a pretty diverse company. There are people of all walks of life, different backgrounds, and they hire people who work hard. Now, this isn't me being a shill for Riot. I mean, I'd probably like to work there one day. I have the satisfaction of knowing that my skin color is never going to be a factor in me getting a job or not getting a job. All they care about is what you can bring to the table, whether that is voice acting talent, presence on camera. I mean, I'm sure if a lot of other brothers stepped up, I can't be the only person who wants to make YouTube videos or do some sort of entertainment, get themselves noticed, put in the work, and then show their stuff, then maybe we can see someone of color at the desk one day. But until then, that day still is coming, hopefully. Now, you'll probably remember that the Renegades won their way into the LCS promotion tournament, and now they're a team. They're professionals now. And Ramilia, the only girl on the team, is not going to participate, which is kind of sad, but there's a little bit of history being made. She's the first professional girl League of Legends player, and that's really something. Why aren't there more girls playing League of Legends? And I follow a bunch of girls on Twitter, and they're all better than me at League of Legends, but you know, they're not playing in the LCS. Why aren't girls more represented in the LCS or in esports in general? Is it because they don't care about the game as much as boys? Are there more boys just playing and so they're taking up all the spots? I have no idea. I feel like if a group of people wants to better represent themselves at another skill or at anything in esports, whether it be commentary, whether it be playing professionally, whether it be entertainment-wise, hosting. I mean, look at Shox. She is the best example of a hardworking woman breaking the mold in terms of representation in esports. And I think it's an example that everyone should look up to no matter what background you're from. I don't know of a host as good as Shox, male or female. I don't know of casters as good as the people on the desk who report to us every week when games are on. Riv used to work at a fucking grocery store and he's casting his heart out. And it just goes to show you that skin color should never be an issue. I'm not trying to make this an issue or that it's of any importance, but a lot of people may sometimes feel that what they see on TV is what they have to be in order to chase their dreams. In some industries, sometimes that's the case. You gotta fit a certain mold. And if you don't, then your chances are heavily squandered. Look at Jackie Robinson, historical baseball player, first black baseball player. When people saw him step onto the field, they didn't really take too kindly to it. It was change. I mean, imagine seeing the same type of person for years doing the same type of job, and then all of a sudden, somebody else comes in to assume the same position. Now, the people already in the position may feel threatened. It was a weird time for everybody, whites and blacks. I mean, imagine that your mom makes the same dinner for you every single day, and then all of a sudden decides to change it up, and you're like, Mom, what the fuck is your problem? Like, why would you change things up? And like, no, I wanted to try and change things up, son. Why are you yelling at me? Go to your room. The point I'm trying to get is that I want to shake things up, and I want to be more than the black guy who sometimes makes racial jokes. I mean, I know black people would love to see more black people shoutcasting or even playing. So if you're somebody who is a minority or is not represented in a way you feel is cool enough, then it's got to be up to you to try and do something about it. Don't just sit back and complain. I mean, Asia, there's a whole bunch of Asian people doing everything there, especially in Korea. But you see Monty and Doa, living that life, breaking the mold. They're the only white shoutcasters of any substance over there. They're doing a pretty good job, and I'm sure that was pretty tough to break into. I mean, anybody can speak English, but to walk into somebody else's country, be the gaijin, and just, hey, we know about this stuff, we're going to cast it, and we're going to see what happens, and they owned it. It doesn't really matter what your background is. If you want something, you should just fucking do it. And if you're somebody that is a minority and you end up doing well, then great. Represent your background, your ethnicity, the best way that you can. I hope that I'm doing at least a good job and setting a decent example for anyone of color that wants to do anything with entertainment. And I just want everyone to do a good job and not let color make us bump heads or split us apart or anything like that. It's not worth it. So I think there is quite a bit of diversity in esports, but I think we could do better. I would love to see more females. I would love to see more black people, more Hispanic people, people from different regions representing in the best ways that they can. Shake things up a little bit. And I know that's going to take some time, but I know that the talent is out there. And as soon as the talent shows itself, then, I don't know, we can have something magical. I mean, imagine me on the desk. I don't like esports as much as Monty. I'm just a casual watcher, but hey, I could totally shoutcast a game or be a host. Better watch out. But in all seriousness, just don't let something so insignificant as skin color be an impasse to what you really want. Just fucking do it. Get it. And if you're black, bonus. I mean, that will look good on diversity reports and, Glassdoor reports. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about it. I don't know if this has any significance. Are you somebody of color? Let me know in the comments, and, let me know if you would love to see more diversity in a certain aspect of esports. And are you working towards anything? Do you know anybody that could work towards that? Whether you're black, white, Asian, Latino, it doesn't really matter where you come from. Everyone's got a different background, different story, and different way they can contribute, so that, I can turn on LCS one day and it can be more like the Fox News sports desk where, it's black and white people represent no matter where you're from. All right, well, I guess I'll see you later. Thanks for listening to my rant. All right, see ya.
Yes!